I'm here today to provide information about modular building systems. Knowledge that I know will change your perception of modular. According to HUD, the lack of knowledge regarding factory-built housing contributes to negative perceptions of the product, thereby reducing the demand. Perhaps your perception of modular is this. I believe I can speak on this issue because I spent 14 years in the modular building industry, 6 years as a licensed general contractor where I built on site, I built with modular, and I built with panels. Modular building systems combines factory technology with modern building solutions. I'm going to talk about three areas: terminology, characteristics, and innovation. I'm going to start with site built. Everyone knows what site built is. The problem with site built is it's built and gets exposed to the elements. According to a Washington Post report, and I quote, "They later learned that drays had not allowed the house frame to dry before installing drywall, creating the perfect conditions for mold to thrive all over the house." Factory built, also known as prefab, it consists of manufactured, also known as mobile, panelized, modular, and sometimes a combination of modular and panelized. All of these are considered prefab because part of it is built in the factory. Modular is simply a building that is built in a factory, built to the same exact code as site built. The only difference is it's built in sections in order for it to be able to be shipped from the plant to the site. Understanding the terminology will help you better understand the characteristics. For example, on a typical site where site built construction is going on, the contractor typically has to leave the site unattended, which leaves the worker to do whatever. And then also you have theft and vandalism. In a factory, you have a controlled environment where the people are, it's good for the people and it's good for the materials. Within the plant, you have all the disciplines working together under one roof. The engineers, the carpenters, the plumbers, the electricians, the roofers, all working together under one roof. Modulars are stronger than site built. All you have to do is look at the report on Hurricane Andrew, the FEMA report. And I quote, "Overall, relatively minimal structural damage was noted in modular housing developments. The module-to-module combination of the units appears to have provided an inherently rigid system that performed much better than conventional residential framing." The report goes on to say about site built, "The catastrophic failure of 1 to 2 story wood frame buildings was observed more frequently than the catastrophic failures of other types of site built structures." The Department of HUD also states, and I quote, that an average modular home as compared to a site-built home has 25 to 30% additional framing members. This is required in order for the section to be delivered from the factory to the site on a tractor trailer. Also, it needs to be picked up by a crane. The speed of construction is another characteristic. Typically, one module will go through the plant in 10 days, and that's completely all the way to the paint, trim, fixtures, everything installed, electrical, plumbing. The cost of a modular building is also a lot less in the factory environment because you don't have to deal with weather delays and theft of materials like you do on the site. For example, in New York Times reports, and I quote, "The National Association of Home Builders, a trade group, estimates that the annual cost of theft to the industry has reached $5 billion. The problem has meant higher material and insurance costs for builders who pass them along to buyers," and goes on to say, in the end, that can add as much as 10% to the cost of a home. Understanding these characteristics in the factory setting has led the modular industry to be innovative. For example, in lean construction. According to the Department of HUD, and I quote, lean production techniques, which first proved successful in streamlining the automotive industry, promises to have far-reaching benefits for both the factory-built housing industry and the consumers it serves. They've also led in the areas of green building design. Here we have a modular school which became the first school to be certified under the green building program, and it was built as a modular. We also have energy efficiency, and I know this from the calculations that I've performed. Typically a modular house was 15 to 20% over code. Now let's recap. You've learned what a modular is, you've learned about the quality and strength of a modular, and you've also learned about the innovations. Modular building solutions combines factory technology with modern building solutions. I want to leave you with this question. Would you buy your next vehicle in parts and pieces if it was brought to your driveway and placed in all those pieces, exposed to the elements, waiting for someone to assemble it for you over time? Of course you wouldn't, because you know that building a automobile in a factory is the best way to do it. The same goes for modular. Modular building systems combines factory technology with modern building solutions.